Good morning, students. In the last class, we have started the new lesson, and the name of the lesson is The Journey. And I think you have remembered the story till where we have completed. What was the story about? Yes, the author was a government officer. He came to his village for a special purpose, that is, get married. The marriage was arranged according to the customs of their tribal society. After spending 6 months in the village, he was preparing to return to his job, but he did not want to leave his newly married wife alone in the village. But his responsibilities had increased, so he decided to go to the work. To reach the bus stop, he was to carry his luggage by a porter, but he needed someone to carry his luggage as his education had made him avoid physical labor. As there's a hilly terrain without any motorable roads, the author always preferred to carry less luggage. Since most of the villagers were engaged in fields, he couldn't find anybody to carry his luggage to the bus stop. Finally, the writer's father told him that he would carry the trunk to the bus stop. He didn't want to allow his old father to carry his trunk, and so he protested. But his father decided to carry the chest to the bus stop. On the day of his departure, a large crowd gathered to wish him, and the author left for Dirang at 10:20. His father had already left the place as he had to walk fast to catch up his father. He was tired when he reached his father. He sat on a rock to rest for a while. As he walked fast, he was tired. Moreover, he had to cross two hills on the way up to the spot. His father laughed at him. His father had the wine which was given by his son. He too had taken the wine. He then arranged, so till here means uh, till his father, where we have seen his father had the wine which was given by his son. So as his father's eyes were fallen on the can of wine, and he said, I am thirsty. Till here we have seen the story. Today we will be completing the remaining part of the story. If you see in your textbook, I gave him the can of wine. He poured himself a mug and handed me the can. He drank all of it at one go. He then arranged the belt that was attached to the trunk carefully on his forehead. So, this was the picture: my father carrying my luggage on his back, and me following him with a tiny bag in my hand. We were walking up a narrow hilly road, and neither of us uttered a word, as if we were strangers who spoke different languages. I did not know what was going on his mind. From time to time, it crossed my mind that it was improper for me to let father carry the luggage. I wanted to tell him that I would like to carry the trunk myself, but my guilt and shame did not allow me to do so. This self consciousness had probably to do with my education, the white collar job that I had, or quite simply my pride. Somehow, I had the feeling that if I carried the luggage, my father and my people, in fact, the whole world, would laugh at me and would be belittled. So, here what they are saying is, he gave he gave his father the can of wine, and he poured himself a mug and handed me the can. So when he gave that can to his father, he poured a mug of wine in that mug of wine, and he handed it over to him. And after, means he drank all of it at one go, means he drank all the wine at one go, means one time itself. And then what did he do? He arranged the belt that was attached to the trunk carefully on his forehead. And so this was the picture. What was the picture? His father carrying the luggage on his back, and he following him with a tiny bag in his hand. And they were walking up a narrow hilly road, and neither of them uttered means absolute, uttered a word, means they didn't talk to each other. They were quiet. So they were walking quietly without talking with each other, as if they were strangers and did not know what was going on his mind. So author don't understand what is running in his father's mind, and from time to time it crossed his mind what it was improper for me. So he's feeling bad that he is making his father to carry his luggage, but he wanted to tell him that he would like to carry his own trunk. But my guilt but his guilt means the unhappy feelings caused by knowing that you have done something wrong. So his guilt and shame did not allow me to do so. This self-consciousness means feelings of nervousness about what other people think of you. So his that self-consciousness had probably to do with my education, and also he was a white collar job that he had, or quite simply my pride. So he's feeling that if I do so, what people will be thinking, as I am a government job holder, how it will be. These things are making him not to carry his own trunk. Somehow means I had the feeling that if I carry the luggage, so he's having a feeling that if he carries own luggage, his father and his people would not only his father and people, but the whole world would laugh at him. So it would be belittled. Belittled means dismissed as unimportant. Father had provided for my education, and I had been able to realize his dreams. My parents were truly proud of me. It was through me that they had earned a great degree of admiration and respect from the villagers. My father would not like to see me carrying a trunk on my back, and whole and would be very hurt if I did it sorry and would be very hurt if I did so. I concluded that it would be better to let him carry it. Father was used to carry luggages anyway. He was stronger and more skilled than me in these matters. I had never got used to physical labor, having studied in hostels right from my childhood. So, in spite of my youth and strength, it was physically useless. I continued walking silently with father. We rested at two places on the way and had our tiffin, but we hardly talked. Finally, we reached Dirang. The bus from Tawang had not yet reached Dirang, and so We had some time in hand. We entered a tea shop and sat facing each other. Father appeared tired. I felt sorry for him but couldn't bring myself to say anything. I asked the waiter to get us 2 cups of tea. Just as I was going to take my first sip, I heard father's voice. Do you have a pair of old shoes? So, what he's telling is his father had provided him for education and had been able to realize his dreams, and his parents are truly proud of him, and means it was through me that they had earned. So because of him, his parents had earned greater degree of admiration and respect from their villagers, and his father would not like to see him carry a trunk on his back and would be very hurt if he did so. So he concluded himself saying that it would be better to let him carry the trunk. And his father was also, what he's telling also, his father was used to carry luggages anyway, and he was stronger and more skilled in these matters when compared to the author. And he had learned, he had never got used to physical labor, because as he stayed in hostels from his childhood. So in spite of my youth and strength, I was physically useless, and I continued walking. So he, thinking all these things, he continued walking silently with his father. Um, and they rested in 2 places on their way and had their tiffin, but hardly but they hardly talked. Means finally they reached Dirang. So the bus from Tawang had not yet reached Dirang, and they had some time in their hands. So they entered a tea shop and sat facing each other, and he observed that his father is looking very tired, and he felt sorry for him but he could not say anything to him. So he asked the waiter to get 2 cups of tea. uh, just as I was going to take my, so when the waiter bring tea, he was about to sip his tea. He heard his father's voice saying that, do you have a pair of old shoes? So his father was asking him that, do you have a pair of old shoes? Then the author said, why? The road is, then his father is telling, the road is uneven and full of pebbles. It hurts while walking. So, why he is asking, as the road is uneven and full of pebbles, it is hurting him while walking. That's why he is asking his son that, do you have a pair of old shoes? Then I looked at father's bare feet. Never having worn shoes, his feet had developed cracks and somehow resembled those of an elephant. I noticed this for the first time. I hadn't noticed that the road was uneven. I didn't have to, since I was wearing a pair of hunting boots. I checked my wallet and saw I still had around rupees 40 with me. A pair of canvas shoes would cost around rupees 12, and the remaining amount would be enough for me to get to Bomdila. So, what he is telling is, when he looked at his father's bare feet, means uh, wearing nothing on the foot. So when he looked at his father's foot, never having worn shoes, means they didn't wear any shoes or chappals. His feet had developed cracks, and how it was like it was looking like as an elephant's leg. And he noticed it for the first time, and he did not notice the road was uneven because he was wearing a pair of haunted boots, so he didn't realize that the road was uneven. And he checked his wallet and saw he was having around rupees 40, and the pair of canvas shoes would cost rupees 12, and the remaining money would be sufficient for him to get to Bomdila. So my father protested, "Give me an old pair. You don't have to spend money on new shoes." I couldn't convince him to buy a new pair. Reluctantly, I gave him the hunting boots I was wearing. I then took out my pair of leather shoes from the trunk and noticed my father's face lighting up with the contentment. Suddenly, he looked at me and said, "Take care, write to us." So, his father was not accepting to buy the new pair of shoes, and he was asking, means he don't want to spend money on the new shoes, so that's why he is asking to give his old pair of shoes. So he was unable to convince his father to buy a new pair of shoes, so he gave him the hunting boots which he was wearing. Then he took out one of the pair of leather shoes from the trunk, and he noticed that his father's face was lighting up with contentment, means a feeling of happiness or satisfaction. Suddenly his father looked at him and said, "Take care and write to us," means to write a letter to them. And father wanted to say something, but the bus started moving. I saw my father gradually receding into the distance. I saw that the road we had come by looked like a giant motionless rope. Father would use the same road to go back home. Simultaneously, our journey started in two opposite directions, with me seated in the luxurious seat of a bus and father walking back with weary legs on the pebble strewn road. So his father wanted to say something to him, but by the time the bus started moving and he saw his father gradually receding, means go or move back or further away from previous position, so receding into the distance, and he saw that the road they had come by, it looked like a giant motionless rope, and his father would use the same road to go back home. And simultaneously our journeys started in two. He's telling that simultaneously our journeys has started in two opposite directions, and he is sitting in a luxurious seat of a bus and his father walking back with weary legs means very tired legs on the pebble strewn road, means the road over which pebbles are scattered. So this is the lesson. I think you have understood it. This lesson is written by Yeshidor G. Thangchi. Yeshidor G. Thangchi. It is and translated by D.P. Nath. So if you see about the author, Yeshidor G. Thangchi, born in May 1952, is a prominent name in Assamese literature. Though he grew up in poverty, He studied well and entered Arunachal Civil Service and was later elevated to the Indian Administrative Service. He writes fictions, drama, and essays in Assamese and English. He has received a national recognition for his novel Mauna Aunt Mukhar Hide, which won the Sahitya Academy Award in 2005. Many of Tongchi's novels, including Sonam, deal with the cultural life of the Monpa and the Sridakpen tribes of Arunachal Pradesh. So, this is about the author, and there are some hard words for you: self consciousness, belittled, admiration. Fourth is concluded, childhood, resembled, convenes, reluctantly, contentment, simultaneous, luxurious. And meanings: lethargy means the state of not having any energy or enthusiasm for doing things. Creeps, develops very slowly. Dilly dallying means taking a long time to do something. So go somewhere or make a decision. Shun, to avoid something or somebody. Dissuade, to convince somebody not to do something. Plight, a difficult and sad situation. Guilt, the unhappy feelings caused by knowing that you have done something wrong. Self consciousness, feelings of nervousness about what other people think of you. Contentment, a feeling of happiness or satisfaction. Very, very tired. And your home assignment is write hard words and meanings in your notebooks. Students, I have given you hard words and meanings separately. I want you to write them neatly in your notebooks without any spelling mistakes, and also learn the hard words, means learn the spellings of the hard words, and also learn the meanings. We'll be completing the remaining part of the lesson in the next session. Thank you. Have a good day.